Again, Laurel and Hardy are playing on the streets as buskers, trying to make a living, and of course, as usual, nothing ever goes their way. Another Laurel and Hardy review here. This is Below Zero from 1930. Again, this is following up on the DVD, which is Saps at Sea and musical shorts. So this one is a short film. It is in sound this time. Again, Laurel and Hardy are playing on the streets as buskers, trying to make a living, and of course, as usual, nothing ever goes their way, and they're playing and playing, constantly getting passed by people walking in and out of this building, and no one's paying any attention to what they're doing. Every time someone passes, Ollie takes his hat off, stops playing his bass, one of these big, mad, huge basses, and he lifts his hat and holds it out, and they just walk past. They don't give him any money. So this goes on for a minute or so, and they decide, right, we're having no luck here, let's pack up and move on. And Stanley is playing like a little piano that folds up into a little box, so he sat on the side of the street, Ollie standing beside him with the bass, giving it that. And they pack up. Stanley packs up his little piano and lifts it up, walks away, and behind him you see a sign, Institute for the Deaf and Dumb. So you find out that everybody who's walking in and out of this building can't actually hear anything. And I was thinking to myself, okay, this film's from 1930, it's a completely different time than it is now, and there's a few jokes within this short film that I'm thinking, Laurel and Hardy are good, clean family fun. There's never nothing from these films that is truly something that is done to really irritate people. It's good, clean family fun, old school slapstick, but there's a few I couldn't help thinking to myself, that first joke, and there's another joke later on with a blind guy, that I'm kind of thinking to myself, okay, if this movie was released these days, would they actually get into any trouble for the couple of the jokes they do this here? Because politically correct stuff has gone absolutely crazy in the last couple of years. It seems like you can't say anything these days without offending someone. So there's a few jokes in this here I kind of toe that line a little bit, and that first one with the Deaf and Dumb Institute and them busking outside it completely innocently, didn't see the sign, but explains why no one is giving them money for the music they're playing. But yeah, let's get back into the movie. They move down the street a little bit, start playing again. A woman sticks her head out the window, asks how much they usually make on the spots that they set up. They tell her, and of course she throws them more money, and then to stop playing and move on. And it's stuff like that. They get set up once more, start playing. This time Ollie starts singing. He gets hit in the face by a snowball from a guy that's cleaning the streets. And yes, this is the point where, as they're playing, a blind guy comes up, and he's got a stick and he's making his way up the sidewalk, and he bumps into Stanley and his piano. Stanley kind of moves him across so he can get past him. And as he's going past, he notices a coin in the street that he bends down and lifts up and has a close look at and puts it in his pocket, and off he goes. And it's not one of these jokes that's again, I kind of think to myself, would that joke play well if it was done in a movie today? Hard to say, but in this one here, it's pretty much, it's not, the joke is not on the blind guy, it's on Stan and Ollie for being that useless that they don't even see the money sitting at their feet. At this point, a person walks past while they're playing a game, and as they pass by, Stan and Ollie have like a steel cup for people to drop change, and they walk past. This guy walks past. You hear the bang, the click of something hitting the steel cup, and they're kind of like, "Oh, thank you so much," kind of thing. But Oliver looks into the steel cup. He notices an egg in there, so it's the guy didn't drop any money in for them at all. It was a bird on the roof, on the building behind them. Actually laid an egg, fell into the little cup. To which Stanley retaliates by grabbing a snowball, trying to throw it up at the roof of the building to hit the bird. But some guy opens the window on the top floor and gets hit with a snowball. He retaliates by chucking a snowball back down, but doesn't hit Stan or Ollie. It actually hits a woman down the street, and she turns, automatically blames the two of them, and things escalate at this point. The woman comes up, lifts a load of snow, rubs it in Oliver's face. She set down whatever she was carrying. Stanley retaliates against her by lifting that, chucking it out into the street. Oliver starts laughing at this point, where the woman actually takes the base off Oliver and like just lifts it in the air, breaks it over his head into a million pieces, then lifts Stanley's little foldaway piano, throws it into the street, where a truck comes and just finishes it off. Just, you know, that's a typical Laurel and Hardy film. And yes, as I say, like, things escalate really quick in the crazy world of Laurel and Hardy. Woman walks off, leaves them to it. At this point they find a wallet in the street full of cash, and they think finally our luck's turning. Our luck is turning. So as they lift the wallet, Oliver, he's counting through it and whatnot, and Stanley notices there's a guy in the street watching him who is like a pickpocket sort of character. He chases them, and they come across a police officer who saves them from this guy. So to pay the policeman back, they offer to take him to dinner. So off all three of them go. They have a nice meal of a big steak dinner each. At the end of it, Oliver's like, you know, "I hope you enjoyed it, Mr. Policeman." The policeman offers to pay it. He goes reaching into his pocket, and Oliver says, no, this is on us for the help you gave us. At which point Stanley notices that inside the wallet they found in the street is a picture of this policeman. It's the policeman's wallet. So yes, of course, the policeman, he's like, you know, "Oh, so you're a couple of pickpockets," and it's something that always happens in a Laurel and Hardy film. Very little ever goes their way, and whenever it does turn around and you think to yourself their luck is changing, you're just waiting for where's the line at here? This never works out for these guys, and this is it for the policeman. He's like, calls the guy over that owns the restaurant. He says, "I'm going to pay for my meal, but these two are going to pay for their own dinners." The policeman says, "We'll see you later. Hopefully, I'll get you outside." At which point Stan and Ollie start panicking themselves, and Ollie's like, "Stanley, please tell me you have some money." To which Stanley pulls out this little tiny wallet, which is about maybe 3 inches by 3 inches in size, very small, sort of thing that could only hold like loose change. And he opens it up and it pulls out one compartment, then another compartment, and another compartment, and another compartment. This thing unfolds to like maybe a foot and a half of little pockets with absolutely nothing in it. So the two of them start panicking, to which the lights of the restaurant's turned off, and you can see the silhouettes of all the patrons within the restaurant are going to lynch the two of them. So the movie pretty much ends off with them being chucked out into the street behind the restaurant, into the snow. Oliver's thrown out head first, face down. Stanley's brought out, and they chuck him into a barrel full of water, and the film pretty much ends off with Oliver trying to like beat the door down. Stanley, 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 and he hears the movement within the barrel. To which he opens the lid of it. Stanley's in there. Stanley's like, they dropped me into this barrel of water. But Ollie's like, there's no water. Where the heck's water at? And Stanley's like, I drank it. So Ollie pulls the barrel over on its side. Stanley rolls out, and he's got this huge, big, like football-shaped belly on him because of all the water he drank. Perfect little film. I really did enjoy this here, and as I have said before in these reviews, Stan, Laurel, and Oliver Hardy are pretty much the live action cartoon characters. The stuff that happens to these guys is something you would only ever see in cartoons. The sight of skinny little Stanley with this huge big belly that's like twice the size of him is absolutely slapstick gold. I would highly recommend this one. Probably not one of the better shorts, but it's definitely not a waste of your time whatsoever to check this film out.